Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you were able to throw some discs in the nice warm weather that we had. It's snowing today, so it didn't stick around for long. But I think we got 60s this weekend, yeah? Isn't that
At
the plan?
least. Surprisingly, it's gonna be like 45 on Saturday.
Is it
A
really?
high. I know, dude. Even in Ohio, it's like
That's ridiculous.
Ohio's so bad of a
That's
place.
ridiculous, dude. Yeah, who would live in Ohio? Shout out
I don't
Max
know.
Sheets. I think that's the only person I know from Ohio.
Sunday's supposed to be a little warmer though, but I mean,
Yeah.
I played disc golf today. Played a little league. Shot
Did you? How'd it go?
15 under
Light
on
work?
OG.
Light
Got
work?
$44 for first place. There was 40 people there.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. I made over $100 from league already because I aced.
Really?
And yeah, just
When did you ace?
I aced last week at league.
Dude, I aced this week at league. That's crazy.
Yeah. How much did you get?
I don't know. I think because longs has a separate ace spot. You win longs and shorts if you hit a long ace.
Oh,
And I think it was like, but someone had ace shorts already. So I think it's probably gonna be like $50.
no,
Nothing crazy.
I got like 70
But
for mine.
but I also got a CTP. So I got the closest to the pin, which I think it's a disc. I won the longest putt, which is a pizza. And then
What? How did they just
I
give
got
you
a
money, bro?
dude. I freaking parked. I parked like 460 foot or 440 foot like downhill shot. Ashimo hole 12. Actually, I think that's only 410.
Yeah.
Absolutely pinned it against the brick, and that was another pizza. So I got some pizzas coming my way this week, which is huge.
You got a goal for a calzone?
Frank Smith with his
What?
one free large calzone.
Dude, no way.
Yeah, no,
They just don't
that'll
give
be
you
good.
money. They just take the
I'll be
money and give you
eating
pizzas
good.
in return.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That is insane. How do your leagues even work down there?
Well, I'll tell you, Larry Laban runs them. Larry's in the Hall of Fame. Larry's the goat. But we all like pay $5 each week, non-sanctioned, which I appreciate because I can just go out and have fun. But on every hole, there's opportunities to win something. So like on there's CTPs, there's longest putts, there's like shortest drives, there's approaches. I might have won a shortest drive too. I had a bad drive.
Nice.
But so there's a bunch of stuff, but it's based off handicap. So the first 2
it's a
weeks you set
handicap
your
league.
average, and then you get a point for every person you beat your average by more than them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like if you beat your average by 2 and I beat my average by 3, I get a point for beating you by more than you beat your average.
Uh-huh.
So that is how it goes. And at the end of the year, they do this huge party. A lot of the money is put towards like they raffle away dozens of baskets, and like I want to say they gave away a Chainstar Pro last year for like anyone who gets the CTP on hole 18, which was the hole I aced. After all 30 weeks of leagues, each person who won it, the 30 people, even if you won it multiple times, you get a throw off from 200 feet. CTP to the Chainstar Pro wins the basket. So
Wow.
that ace was kind of huge because I'll get a chance to win a basket.
So
as
it's a
result.
pretty big league. Like how many people?
Oh, it's huge. On Sundays are at Spring Valley, 100 people. Mondays are at
Wow.
Vicksburg, 75 people probably. Oshimo's the biggest at like 115, I'd guess.
Oh my god.
It's on Tuesdays, and then Thursdays is Romo, and I bet there's like 60 people that go to Romo.
That is insane.
It's a huge league. I bet there's 200 or 300 people that play each week.
Wow.
Maybe
Dude, up
that's a
here,
little bit of a stretch, but
we have a Tuesday league sanctioned, Sunday league sanctioned, and then we have Wednesday
Nice.
doubles. Wednesday
Nice.
doubles, like we had 44 people, and that's like the biggest
that's fun.
it's pretty much ever been. We get like 30 probably average people, which is pretty
Okay.
good. But up north is way smaller than what you
Yeah.
got going on.
Kalamazoo's
We don't-
crazy.
We just don't have enough disc golfers up here. It's like the same people
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. We do have a lot of the same people, but dude, I'm telling you what, after work on a Tuesday, I drive out and I have to wait for 15 minutes on every single hole.
Yeah, no
Because-
thanks.
you get groups of like 7 people, and it's like, oh, come on. They don't
Dude.
let you play through because it's leagues. And you're
Dude.
like, for any of you who are watching this, if you play leagues and your group size is bigger than the group size behind you and they're catching up with you, let them play through. Let them play through. Please. Please. We sat on the first 3 holes for like 45 minutes. And then they finally let us play through, and we played the next like 9 holes in 45 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds awful.
So, yeah, it's a
We didn't
long
even get
day,
enough people to
but-
fill up a course, so
Do you play shotgun?
yeah.
Okay,
like
we
draw
all started
cards.
different. Okay,
We draw cards. It's like a shotgun start
it's a good time.
every Wednesday. I think I won like almost over half last year
Nice.
of all the weeks. It's
Mhm.
ridiculous. It's fun.
That's fun.
Keeps me
So,
sharp.
you're mid-season now. We're both mid-season.
No,
What does practice look
it's
like for you?
It's not mid-season.
Well, mid-season. We're in season.
5
We're
tournaments
not.
out of 50. That's it. That's only 10%.
We're in season. It's not like we're just in the starting stretches.
You said mid-season. No shot.
Yeah.
Oh, you meant like mid as in during.
Yeah. Like we're in the season. We're not like at the
Yeah,
beginning or at the end. We're in the season.
No.
So what are you
we're at the
doing
beginning
to?
of the season, but anyway,
We're like
go on.
right past the beginning. What do you do for practice?
Right now, I'm working. I
Love
actually
it.
have not been practicing. I've been
Good for
making
you.
money working. I just putt a little bit, and it's honestly it helped me quite a bit last week because I actually like reset basically all my
Mhm.
mental thoughts playing and just focused on playing
Mhm.
and reset my putting. So that's
Cool.
kind of why I played good this weekend is because I rested and actually I took a break because I was playing a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to just take a break.
Little burnout. Yep.
Yeah,
I did that last week. Last week I like we both played a tournament this last weekend on Sunday. And the week before I just wasn't feeling it. I was exhausted from filming, I was exhausted from podcasting, from posting, from just playing. So like I played my league round on Tuesday, didn't play Wednesday, didn't play Thursday, didn't play for actually I did play Friday. Chose not to play Saturday. And like was like, all right, we're gonna go into Sunday and see how it went. And
dude, it
then
helps.
it
Sometimes
helps.
a little reset helps a
Yeah.
lot because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it just gives you a reset for your throwing, your putting,
Yep.
everything you've been thinking about. You know, sometimes like when you're playing and you're
Mhm.
throwing bad, it's not because you're your mechanics or anything. It's just like you probably just need a little break. You
Yep.
come back, good to go.
Tired.
Like
Right.
this weekend was the best I've thrown this year.
Really?
Oh
Good.
yeah, I was lacing
Yeah.
everything. All the forehand holes I was throwing backhand on,
Good.
it was working just fine.
Yeah, so recap tournament for you.
Yeah,
How'd it go?
we played Huron Valley. That's at Black Lucas Green and Blue. Blue is more of a forehand course,
It ripped blue.
definitely. Blue's definitely the worst of the two. And then you have Green, which is definitely more backhand dominant, but it's a little harder, I think.
Definitely a lot harder.
It's a little harder, a little longer.
Yeah.
The shots are a little more technical. They take a little more precision than just throwing a forehand on half the holes.
Mm-hmm.
But Blues, I got a bunch of the short ones. I threw backhands on all the forehand holes because I didn't feel like forehanding. And it actually worked out pretty well. Like something like hole
Good.
7. It's like 430 feet. I threw a Sagara to like 28 feet
Nice.
and then missed the putt.
Yeah,
But
don't talk about the
a
putt, but that's all right.
Bars is fine. I threw my zones amazing. First round, I think it was like a 996 rated. I 4-putted my last hole. That was the only thing I was upset about.
Ugh. Yeah, that happens.
My putting's coming along though.
Good.
I probably putted the best this event all year. I still missed, 5 in the circle the first round and a few in the circle second round, but
Happens.
you can't ask for all of them right now just because like I was all over the basket and I was honestly pretty happy with how I played. And then the second round I
Yeah.
just threw so good that I was probably putting on 15 of the holes and
Nice.
shot 9 down. So
Nice.
I was actually really happy with how I played, especially for
Good.
not playing literally all week. I only
Right.
played the league round, didn't even putt.
Right. Yeah. It's nice to have a reset and a break. But what place did you end up taking? It
I think 6th because there was a big tie.
was a
There
big
was
tie.
Sam, you, then a
Mhm.
couple ties, and
Ni-
then me. So I was
Yeah.
what, 5 back of Sam, I think.
I thought you were
A
only
couple back
4.
of you. 4,
I think
yeah.
you're
It
yeah.
was
It was
it was
tight.
not that
It was
far.
real
Yeah.
tight. Yep.
Yeah. How about you?
But
How'd it go for
yeah,
you? I mean, you played pretty good.
played well. I was pretty happy. First round was good. I started slow, dude. I went birdie, bogey, birdie, birdie, and then parred like 6 holes in a row. And those 6 holes, the longest of them is like 350. So like, just brutal.
Yeah,
I just
because
could not
I
get anything
saw
going.
you, and I was
Yeah, we
like, you
crossed
were like, I
paths.
hate this course. I wish I didn't come. And then I looked after the round. You shot 9 under. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
Frank,
I
what's up
birdied
with
8
that?
of my last 9 holes. I birdied 7
Gross.
in a row, and then parred 2 and birdied 3 to end it. And then found myself lead card with Kevin, Sam, and a local Nick Green. Um, and then yeah, dude, second round went great. I went birdie, 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 fourth hole, 10-footer off the like ring in the middle, just caught it and spit it back out at me. So I mean, I wouldn't change anything about the putt. Felt like I made it in my mind. So like I felt like I went 4 through 4, right? Hit a little cold spell after that, but ended up birdieing a big stretch in the middle. Shot a 12 under, eagling the final hole to force Sam to make a 15-foot putt for the win. And Sam ended up taking that home. And dude, he's been playing great. I felt like I was playing good golf, and I just could not take strokes on him. I mean, I was throwing great shots, not missing putts. I missed one putt on 16, and then I missed an upshot on 17. Those were really the only 2 blemishes in the round that
Wow.
I noticed. So, yeah, he played just great, dude. Made like 3 putts outside of 60. One of them was like a 20-degree incline uphill from 60 feet. He just chucked as hard as he possibly could on a jump putt, and it went in. So are you kidding me?
Dude, he wasn't aiming at the basket, dude. He was aiming way above the basket.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Just
it was
like you said,
ridiculous.
cash.
Truly, like he threw it as hard as he could. So he looked at me. He's like, you think I can make this?" I was like, "Unfortunately, I know you can make this." But
Dude.
it was honestly a fun round. Like for the first 15 holes, Sam and I would sit there at the beginning of each hole and be like, "All right, what are you throwing? Backhand, forehand? All right, let's do it." And then we'd just throw the same shots. And so we played together. We really I felt like we had left the card in the dust. I checked on hole 18, and Nick Green was tied with me. And he was playing great, but it was like quiet. Like no flashy shots. He took his birdie, and then he would move on, make his 15-footers, like nothing crazy. And yeah, we get to hole 18, par 5, a little bit of a questionable par 5, probably could be a par 4. It's like
Yeah,
six
it
650.
depends on Doug's mood. And if
Yeah,
he puts it
it's
at
a
4 or
really
5.
tough. It's a really tough approach. You got to land up on top of a hill, but if you have a good drive, you could get to the point where you're almost jump putting up the hill. So Sam hit first tree. I was like, I got a chance, and threw a huge drive. Kind of got rejected by the last grouping of trees, but pitched up to 30, made my putt. Nick had a putt from 28 to tie me for second and banged it. He looked at me as soon as he released the disc and just smiled. I was like, "You sucker!" Like you just took $50 from me. So he's a great guy. It was a lot of fun playing with him. But dude, Sam Smeagol, 4 events, worst finishes 4th. Won 2 B tiers now.
That's insane.
Took second at a B tier, and took 4th at a C tier, I think.
Dude, it's like he replaced Nick Gill, because Nick Gill was doing that, and now it's Sam, since Nick Gill's playing on the tour. I mean, they're pretty similar players. I mean, I put them in like the same bucket. Good backhand. Nick's definitely got more distance, both sides, but God,
Great
is
putt.
Sam good at putting.
So good at putting.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, just
He
if you're
doesn't step
inside,
putt, he doesn't jump putt. It's
Nope.
just a standstill wizard. Throws it up in the air,
Yep.
has it hyzer in, right in your
Yep.
face from the woods.
wherever, and it just goes in. He says he loves putting, and he just enjoys the challenge of it. And if he's at 50 feet, he's more comfortable than he's at 20 feet, which just doesn't make sense to me.
Wow.
But yeah, dude, he was making everything. So
I mean, he averaged over 1040 to win a B tier in Michigan. Like, that is
1047,
like, you
I
were-
think, or
you
1048.
were right behind him And
Yeah.
I mean, you average over 1030 and you lost.
I had a 1038 event and
Dude,
lost.
and you lost.
Brutal.
A B tier.
Brutal.
Like,
Yeah.
what? That is ridiculous. That is some very high level golf from you and
That's
Sam
sweet.
both.
Honestly, everyone in the field. Because what? You were 10-12, right?
Yeah.
And you were in 6th, 5th,
Yeah.
7th?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
what?
Michigan B tiers are ridiculous.
It's
right
awful.
Now. The level of play is very high.
Very, very high. And the
Especially
thing
if
is, it's not
Sam
just
keeps playing
Michigan
that year.
players. Like, we're getting
Yeah.
Ohio dudes coming up. We're getting the Indiana boys. Like, shout out Aiden Hostler, Kevin Fodry coming up. I mean, Kevin's playing great. Kevin's got like close to $3,000 in earnings already at the beginning of the year.
It's ridiculous.
Like,
These
he's
guys are
been
playing
playing
good.
great golf.
What I've noticed is the guys that are playing good beginning of the year are guys that don't change their game.
Mm-hmm.
Those are guys that have the same form, backhand, forehand, and the same putt.
Right.
And guys like, me and you, we're held back a little bit at the beginning of the year because we adjust and switch stuff.
Definitely.
So,
yeah.
Hopefully over time, we will
Mhm.
eventually overtake them later in the year just because we're preparing for
Right.
the future with our games,
Yep.
Stuff like that. Like,
Yep.
I'm not planning. I'm happy if I'm cashing right now because I
Mhm.
have so many, because the new backhand form, my forehand is
Right.
kind of trash. I changed my
Right.
putt.
Yep.
I got a lot of things I got to like iron out. So if I cash, I'm actually really happy
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not expecting to win any of these at all.
Right.
Like, there's no way. My game's not even there yet.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that I average above my rating. Like, I've only shot a couple rounds above my rating, but it's
Mhm.
just a process learning every tournament and just practicing. I mean, it's been 30 degrees up here for the past,
It's been awful.
5
Every
months.
weekend is awful.
So
it's close to mid-April. Like, we're second week of April. Like, can we get some warmer weather? It was 22 today when I woke
yeah,
up.
I wish. Yeah, I'm just preparing my game for the future, even preparing my game for next year.
Mhm.
If I want to go on tour, I need
Yeah,
to
longevity.
prepare now, and I need to
Yeah.
get all my shit ready now, and then
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
because form is huge. Form is a big predictor of how well you're gonna do on tour. Because if you can't throw those
Right.
500-foot golf shots consistently without destroying your body,
Mhm.
you're not gonna last. You're not gonna score consistently. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah. Did you sign up for D-Glow and Ledgestone this last week?
I did.
Hurt the pocketbook.
Oh,
Hurt the pocketbook.
yeah. I was like, oh, see you later, $800.
Yep. Here you go. Yeah. It's honestly been
And
it's
Idlewild.
kind
I
of
signed up for
demoralizing.
Idlewild too.
Did you? Okay. That
Yeah,
was
I guess I spent $1,200.
nice.
Yeah.
I'll keep that one in mind because that one has had open spots in the past. But I have
Not
someone
this
who
year.
lives on Lake Eureka. One of my good friends lives on Lake Eureka, so like I just
Wow.
like stay at Ledgestone for free. And then one of my buddies lives 2 minutes from Kensington, so it's like, yeah, I got some options. Idlewild, I don't have that, but
Yeah, we got the camper
We'll
now,
see.
so
That's
our
so
prices will
nice.
be much lower this year.
yeah, definitely be nice. But
Yeah, pretty
Speaking-
expensive stuff.
yeah,
It's very expensive.
I was gonna mention, when you look at Pro Tour registration right now, what you don't see is a lot of 980, 990, low
There's none of
1,000
those
rated
guys.
guys. It's just not happening. In the
No.
years past, you're signing up for Pro Tour events, $200. Like you pay your $200, you get in.
Yeah.
The added cash comes from the PDGA, comes from sponsorships. I mean, now, dude, we're putting in a ton of money. I mean, 100 players at $350 a pop, like
It's 35 grand.
it's 35 grand,
Yeah.
and it's $50,000 added cash. Like, man, we really got to be up in this because
Half the purse is still registration.
it's still players, which is that's not how it used to be.
It's bad
But-
for the low
yeah.
tier guys like us because that is an
Mhm.
extremely high bar. If you want to play more than one, like let's say
Exactly.
you play 6 at
right.
$400 a pop because there's fees.
Yep.
That's $2,400 just to
Yep.
play. That's without lodging.
Yep.
That's only staying
Food.
the weekend.
That's no
you got
gas.
food. You got
Double it.
gas.
Double it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
And to get that back, you need to get like
top
a third
20,
place.
top
No,
30.
a third place to make all that once. You need third place
Yeah.
once. And that's
Yeah.
like $3,000 or $5,000.
Right.
That just shows you how high the bar is to even play. And plus, you have the fee of the tour card, the silver, because the silver's a $300. The tour cards are $1,000.
Yeah.
That's why people are dropping off tour, because that is so expensive, dude.
It's ridiculous. You can't do it. You cannot do it.
How are some of these doing it?
They're not, and that's what's so sad. Like I don't see there being a future for recreational pros. I take GT Hancock as a perfect example of this. GT Hancock plays very few Pro Tour events. He is the wizard.
He's playing them now.
He's playing them
now. I don't know if he's cashed.
He's the wizard of A tier tournaments though, and Q series tournaments. Like last year, he won like 7 or 8 A tiers and like 2 or 3 Q series. He made like $37,000 in earnings last year alone, which was more than Luke Taylor, who placed 5th at Worlds.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at that and I say, hey, if I could be a 10-20 rated pro who just balls out in A tiers, B tiers, and Q series events, that sounds pretty good to me.
There's actually some really good money in, especially B tiers.
Definitely.
Or if you win one, you get $600,
$700,
like,
yeah.
And your is like $80, $100. Like that's
right.
Way better than going to a Pro Tour event.
Way better. Because like you said last year, you took 17th at D-Glow, one of the top like biggest events in the world. What was your payout?
$1,100.
Yeah. And you paid $400 to get in.
Yeah. Plus the Monday qualifier.
Plus your $50 Monday qualifier.
Yeah, and then lodging. So it was like I kind of broke even. So
yeah, exactly. And you can't 17th place. Like, dude,
that's insane.
That's crazy. Yeah, you're taking insane. 17th in the world at that point.
Yeah. There's some touring pros that haven't even gotten a top 20 yet.
Yeah. Like Eagle McMahon, he has 1, right? He did that at MVP this weekend. But outside of that, like
Music City Open.
Yeah, Music City, that's what it is. But like, I mean, think about that. You got to be Eagle McMahon to get cash. It's like, well, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. That's just a break even. So
yeah, dude.
There's not a future.
There's no money in touring.
Nope.
So it's like it's just you really got to prepare and you really got to be ready. Yep. So you got to play these B and A tiers to even get ready, save up money. You know, actually take your time in moving into these things. Yeah, like that's why I like once I had 1,000 right now. I'm not like, oh, I'm good enough to go play tour events because I'm not.
Yeah, let's just go.
I'm not ready
all
yet.
Your money.
I need to be like, I need to feel like I'm ready, and I still have probably another year.
Yeah.
Before I'm even think about it.
It's just sad because the PDGA and the Pro Tour are doing nothing to help bring in new players into the sport. The Q Series is a terrible system because there's no way to make money. So you have to fork over your life savings or whatever you've saved for 1 year just to try to get on tour. That doesn't even promise anything else past that, right? And then if you do manage to get on tour, then good luck, because these sponsors aren't paying enough. Like, you're getting some of your events covered, and that's about it, right? Like, you've got your top 20 dudes making good money. Why? Because they're influencer based, right?
Pretty much,
like, yeah. We're basing it on, like, Kevin Jones has paid quite a bit of money. It's because of his reputation. It's because of the way he like interacts with other people. It's because of just like his persona, right? But then you got guys that like Corey Ellis. I'd love to know how much Corey Ellis is making. It can't be that much. He won. He won major
like
last year.
Calloway.
Ben Calloway's great. Yep.
Or like
Matt Bell.
Matt Bell, yeah.
Yep. Chandler Kramer. Yep. Braden Sides. Like Evan Smith.
Yeah, it's
Cal
like
Lonquist, Luke Taylor, Austin Bates.
There's no way they are getting more than like $500 a month. There's no chance.
They're just like, I don't know. There's no sustainable future for disc golfers. If you are not a top 20 player, there's no sustainable future. You got 3 years, 4 years,
But is it the Pro Tour job to do that? Their tournaments are filling up, so why would they care?
That's a good point. I do think there needs to be, like, you got to think longevity, right? So you can sell a product and it can be really, really good. Like, let's just say I have this product for Apple iPhones that makes your phone run twice as fast. It's great and it works. But the thing is, after 5 or 6 years, everyone who wants one has one. And now I'm not selling them anymore. And so that's my fear with Pro Tour, is we're going to just start dwindling. You're going to get smaller entry fees to try to accommodate for losing all the players, but you've already going to have lost all the players, or we're just going to do this cycle again of like high entry fees, then low entry fees and bad players, and then high entry fees and good players and low entry fees. Like, it's just going to keep fluctuating, but we're not going to see consistent golf. Like, I look at Ezra Aderold and Aaron Gossage. They're doing really good work on YouTube right now, but I know they're not making that much off tournaments because they're not been playing well.
They're not making any at tournaments, but they make a lot off discs, I bet, and YouTube.
Yeah, I bet so too. But how long does that last, right? How long does, like, at what point does someone say, you know, I've got enough Raptors, I've got enough buzzes, I've got enough zones, right? I got enough forces, nukes.
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
that's the only thing.
It stops at some point. And so that's where I think the Pro Tour or even the PDGA should kick in and start saying, hey, we're going to put
increasing the purse to actually live off winnings. Is that?
I think the purse needs to be increased. I would love to see the purse increased. And I had a post on this about disc golf discussion on Facebook that had like 800 comments because people told me I was wrong. So this might be a hot take. But if we could get a bigger purse, I think it would draw more competition, which increased competition leads to more spectators. More spectators leads to more money. And it's this kind of cycle that keeps going. Now, obviously, that's a hypothesis. I'd love to see it tested. But what I don't see right now is I don't see the PDGA making things more readily available to kids, to young adults, to colleges. Like, does every college not have a disc golf course on it? Why does every high school not have a disc golf club? Like, this is where the PDGA's job should be, because that's where they make their money, right? Memberships. So why are we not filling every single high school property with 2-3 baskets? Why are we not like recycling them and just like, hey, you're putting new baskets in, can we have your old ones? You know, like, that's where that starts, right? And then the Pro Tour can build off that and say, hey, let's say your kid is free on Saturday, on the Saturday event, and you can't just come for Saturday, you got to stay for Sunday too. So kids are free on Saturday, parents come, pay for a ticket, now we've got spectators. You know, it's just this build, right? So I just would love to see both PGA and the Pro Tour put more effort into marketing outside of just disc golfers, you know?
Yeah, those are some good thoughts for sure.
But
something to think about.
I just don't see how it's sustainable. I don't see how, like, I'm going to use Luke Taylor and Calvin Longquist. I don't see how they and Colbert Allen, like that group of three, if they don't start winning, if they don't start placing top 10 regularly, I don't see how they're on the Pro Tour in 3 years.
Yeah, it's just kind of like the risk you take when you do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's all, personal risk.
Yeah.
Can you do this thing?
Yeah.
And
that's what's kind of scary about it.
There's not much help.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, disc golfing's so lucrative, as in you're traveling around the country and not making any money,
mm-hmm.
and relying on sponsors to give you in social media. You know, we got to do all our social media.
Right.
Gosh, it's just a very risky profession. Just being a professional athlete in general.
I would agree.
I think the bar is actually really low to become a professional athlete in disc golf. But being a professional athlete in general, there's really no money in it in most sports until you get to the very top.
Mm-hmm.
And disc golf's not any different, really. But I think the top is easier to get to than something like, tennis, pickleball, golf, any of those things.
Basketball, football,
so it is a high risk for everyone. But I think the upside can be pretty huge.
Yeah,
potentially.
I would agree. That's a good point you bring up, because you look at something like baseball, right?
Or football, basketball. Like,
yep.
You have no
any
chance.
of these team sports. I had a buddy that played minor league baseball. So, like, he was on the travel team for, I want to say it might have been the Tigers. So he was on the travel team. Like, hey, we're gonna keep you there. Like, we might bring you up. We might bring you up. And he was making like $30,000 a year, which is like, it's money, right?
That's
it's
like
just enough to keep you
it's like
there.
20 an hour.
Yeah, it's just
like
enough to keep you there, but
9 to
not
5.
enough that you'll quit, right? And so you're right, it's a risk. And so maybe that's okay.
Being an
Maybe
athlete in
that
general
is
is a huge risk
mhm.
because you're betting on
But
yourself.
but let's say another option here. Pro Tour says, "Hey, instead of paying out the top 45 dudes, we're going to pay out the top 16 guys."
Oh,
And then
16?
you got
Oh, yeah.
bigger payouts. Maybe it's an option. We're going to pay out 20% instead of 40%. It might be a little more like doable, because you look at that in golf, and obviously completely different story because golf is all over the world, right? But if even one of those dudes places top 10, he's set for like the year.
Yeah, last cash would be cooked though, because you get 40th place, you'd usually cash. You usually get like your entry fee back.
Yeah.
But you don't, or at all. You get absolutely zero money.
Yeah.
But with that probably would just. I mean, the same guys get top 20 every week, pretty much.
Right.
So it'd actually bring the bottom field down even more.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right, actually.
But also, if they popped off once and got like 8th place, would that be like $5,000 instead of 1,500?
Right.
And would that make up for all the other times that they
right
didn't cash in 35th place?
A lot of things to think about. I would love to see the marketing directors and the growth, like the people directing growth on the PDGA and the Pro Tour. I'd love to see them release some public statements. Get behind a microphone, get behind a camera, or get in front of a camera.
Yeah, not just hop on a podcast.
Yeah. I'd love to hear them say, you know what? This is what we're doing. Here are the results. Here's what we've attained so far. Here's where we're going to. Here's projected. And here's what our plan is. Because there are so many people, I see it every week on Facebook, of like, what's the Pro Tour doing? I don't know. They're running events. What's the PDGA doing? I don't know. Like,
the transparency is very low. I mean, they're just like a nonprofit. So I don't really. The transparency is not there, which is unfortunate, because transparency is one of the best things you can do for the community.
Dude, I'd tell you, like, if the PDGA came out and said, we are marketing to kids right now, can we get some people who are willing to say, I stand up in my county, I'm going to be a county representative, and I'm going to market to the high schools and middle schools in this area? I bet you
that'd be huge.
It would be huge. You'd have people from all over the country.
That they would actually have some sort of power and maybe even a little bit of finances too.
100%. Dude, you'd see disc golfers from all over the country being like, yes, like, I've always wanted to install my own course. I would love to help. And then the PDGA is providing opportunities. They're providing like PowerPoints to present to schools to put up courses. They're providing access to like public parks or like state, like the right people that you need to talk to get a course in a public park, because courses aren't going up as fast as they used to. We're not seeing them in every corner now. It's just like you're consistent. I haven't seen a new course in Kalamazoo in like 5 years. And Kalamazoo is one of the biggest areas. It's very unfortunate.
New courses are so much fun. A lot of work, but
they're a lot of work.
By, like ours around here, they're put on by one guy that puts in the work and talks to the communities and directors and gets things moving. It takes one dude. Imagine what a couple guys with the support of the PDGA could do.
10, 15, 20. Imagine if PDGA reached out to the state of Michigan and was like, listen, all you Michigan golfers, if we help get you guys the PowerPoints, the people you need to talk to, can you put 5,000 courses in by the end of the year? I bet you would get pretty close.
It's got to be their job, right? That's got to be their job to do.
I feel like the PDGA could help with that, because that boosts memberships, that boosts everything, right? To get them more money. And it just keeps building. More tournaments, more PDGA money. like more courses, which is more interaction, which means people are buying stuff from PDGA. Like it just, I'm shocked that someone hasn't come out and said, this is our growth plan. This is what we're doing. Here's where we're going from here. Because right now we're all sitting here like, well, our sport's kind of in limbo. Like we're shifting to a bit of an influencer based sport. Are we going to ride this growth that we had in 2020, or are we just going to kind of like fizzle out? Like it's been 5 years and there's been nothing said about it. Like we're not using it.
Is there not a modern person, a forward-thinking person at the PDGA, like in the marketing position? I would assume.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe. I just
It's
don't
gotta
see
be some. It's got to be some 6-year-old bald dude, right? It's got to be.
Yeah, probably.
It's got to be.
It has to be.
150K a year. It's got to be him, man.
Yeah,
he's got to be the guy.
Phil, I'm gonna butcher his last name, but Phil DeLone, he just took a spot, which I think he's gonna start doing good work. But man, dude, I would just love to see someone come out and say, "Hey, here's the goal. Disc golfers, go do this. Disc golfers, go do this." Because you've got 500,000 people,
like who
would be willing to help out.
Like who cares enough to do that? Probably like the Yeti, Jay.
Yeah,
Jay would. Like, how is that guy not
great.
The head of running this kind of thing?
Exactly.
Like, isn't that so
Jay
obvious?
And Des. Yeah,
that's so obvious,
dude. The thing is, there's 300,000 active PDGA members. In my league of 100 people, I bet you 15 or maybe 20 have an active PDGA membership. Just imagine if like those 300,000 people love disc golf, right? There's a way bigger number of people that love disc golf that want to help disc golf grow. And right now we're staring at a blank, like at a wall. It's just a brick wall. We don't know what the PDGA is doing. We don't know where they're going. We don't know what their goals are. All we know is that like they respond to problems that happen. Like Abby, what's her name? Abby Jones or Abby,
Abby Wilson.
Abby Wilson. There it is. She got like warned this last week. So that's all we see from the PDGA.
That's ridiculous.
Is these little like, hey, don't do this. Hey, do this. Hey, here's a new rule change. Like what are we doing? Because there's a lot of people who are willing to help. You know, that's the end of my rant about the PDGA, the DGPT.
It's a good rant.
PDGA, if you ever see this, I want a job. I want to be your career guy. Let's do it. But yeah. Well, shifting focus, kind of. DGPT. We had MVP's Music City Open this last week.
Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. Give me your thoughts. I mean, did you watch it live?
I didn't watch as much as I liked because we played on Sunday and I was like at my sister's. But Antela took another one down back to back. Definitely not something I would expect at all.
Nope. At all.
Gosh. It was really exciting to see, a lefty. Austin Turner on lead card. I thought Paul McBeth was going to take him down when him and Nicholas were 7 through 7. Both of them. I'm like, what is going on?
When the hot round was like 9 down.
And Paul McBeth's first par was like a diving putt on an elevated basket and it spit through the basket. That was his first
it should have been a birdie.
Dude, it was so exciting to watch. Honestly, every tournament has been super exciting to watch. I'm enjoying.
Yeah.
I really love the commentary. I don't like Ian and Philo. They're probably the worst commentators I've ever heard in my life. Cheese on bread, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's cheese on bread. Ian talks too much.
Yeah.
Ian, they talk a lot, but they don't say anything.
Yeah.
It's just like,
it's just
every time AB or Gann throws, be like, wow, they throw so hard. That was probably like 75 miles an hour. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What a putt. Like they had no context. It's like they don't know the players.
Yeah.
Anyways, but you got Brian Grant and Charlie Eisenhood.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Love Brian.
Professional.
Yeah.
Nice voices to listen to. Brian's got a lot of information, lefty.
Brian's
as well.
Awesome.
Brian is incredible.
So
knows so
quick
much about
story
the
about
disc golf
Brian.
community and everything like that, and he adds so much of the commentary.
Yeah. Shout out Brian. I played Ledgestone Pro 2020. First time playing Ledgestone as a pro. I was on a card with Brian Earhart. Nicest dude ever. Like the entire time, he's just talking to me, super like informative, little quirky, but like just love the dude, right? 2 years later, Ledgestone again, and I'm carded up with Brian Earhart, and he goes, "We played together 2 years ago at Ledgestone." I'm like, no way, like a 980 rated dude that you remember, like goat,
Dude, you're
absolute
6'5". You're hard to
great dude.
forget,
Yeah,
Frank.
that's true. But like such a nice dude. Like he just goes out of his way to, make people smile, and I just appreciate him. So Brian, if you see this, thank you.
How do you feel about their commentary?
I love it. I really like it. I think I love the on the ground like live recording or reporting from like that's so cool. Like he's by the players. Yeah, the disc just slid out of bounds. This is crazy. He hasn't even gotten here yet. He doesn't even know where it's at.
Grant was really good.
Grant was good.
I actually like him more than Nate. I think Nate doesn't need to be paired up with Philo and Ian.
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs to get paired up with Brian.
Yeah, I would agree. But it was good. I love the tournament. I watched both the women's final and the men's final. Man, watching Silva Saarinen blow that 3-stroke lead with 2 holes to play was just heartbreaking, man. I mean, she did it last year at I think Beaver State Fling. Was that what it is?
That was no, it was at GMC.
Just in September. That's what it was. But just sad. I mean, she's kicking for that win, and it's 100% nerves. I mean, if that was round 2 right there, she would not have given up a single stroke to Kristen. So it's just sad.
She'll just come back stronger. That's
she
what
will.
Always happens. You need a couple flops to get your first win.
Right. Because it was like 1,020 rated tournament, and she lost.
Unreal.
FPO 1,020 rated tournament. Crazy.
Kristen, crazy. Kristen did kind of take it from her. I mean, she birdied 7 of the last 8. So, I mean,
Kristen's
like
absolute baller. But still crazy.
She's high rated.
And then men's side.
She would absolutely smoke me.
She's higher rated than me.
That's unreal.
I would love to go head to head with Kristen Latt in a 1v1. I think she'd beat me.
Yeah, she would.
It'd be a good game. I'll tell you that much.
It would.
But yeah, and Niklas taking down 2 in a row. He is dialed. Like there were no mistakes. Like other than he had 1 disc roll out of bounds. But just dude, no, like he's just I mean that the first 15 holes of the final round, Paul, Niklas, and Austin Turner were just one-upping each other. Like Paul would throw first and put it to 6 feet. Niklas would throw second, put it to 4, and then Austin would hit the base. Like it was crazy. I've never seen disc golf like that.
Was that course that easy?
No.
Or was it?
That's the thing.
They were cooking it.
It was the first day. The wind was down, to be fair. But dude, I mean, the top round was 9 under, and these dudes were like 7 down through 8 holes.
7.
It was
they were 7 down through 7. Both
Niklas was 7
Paul
through 7.
and Niklas. I'm like, this is gonna be.
And Austin was 5 through 7. I mean, they were just shredding. Now, I will say those last 4 holes, it was a blow up. Like Paul fell apart.
I didn't
Austin
watch
fell
the
apart.
last 4 holes. That was the only thing I didn't watch.
Yeah, if you watched on Jomez, Paul, Austin, and Gannon all fell apart in those last 4 holes, and Niklas kind of had a walk-in win, as long as he didn't make mistakes. So it's just sad. It was like we played so good for 15 holes, and I could see. I mean, they were fighting, dude. Like when you're birdieing every single hole and you're not taking a stroke, it's mental warfare. It really is. You have to like focus, and they never gained a stroke on Niklas. They couldn't do it. So
yeah, I've noticed he makes some long putts during the final round usually.
That like double pump
God,
fake.
he's so good at them. It's so nice to watch. He's just nice to look at.
Yeah,
when he plays. He really is.
He passes the eye test.
Yeah, he passes every eye test.
Yep. Nicholas the GOAT. The Finnish Cowboy is the name that he has gotten, which I think is very fitting. But
I think so too.
Yeah, so big updates in the disc golf world. I mean, Nick and I are headed down to Ohio this weekend. Blackjack Open. 88 pros in the event. Very, very big event. It's a B tier, right? It's not an A tier yet. It's a B tier.
It's a 7,500 added cash B tier with like 68 pros in the MPO division.
No, it's 88. I think. I just looked. Maybe you're right. It is 68, but I can tell you for a fact, 84. There are 84 MPO players, and that's just MPO. There's another 23 in MP40 divisions up.
Wow.
So
that is a lot of
That's
pros.
a lot of pros.
That's a big purse.
And there's like 30 or 40 dudes above 980 rated. So
yeah,
it's like
a
980
rated course too.
yeah, it's a very
the course isn't even that good.
It's a meh course. It's fun,
it's
but it's a campground course, and there's a lot of luck on the. There's a lot
campground
of
course,
luck.
middle of nowhere, but wherever there's money, we're going. We just went there last year. We had a ton of fun.
None of us really played well.
I got sixth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all of us cashed.
Yeah.
Ben might not have.
Doubtful.
But it was fun. So we'll be back. We'll give you guys an update. We're all staying in an Airbnb. There's like 7 of us staying in a B&B. It'll be a good time.
We are missing out on Victory Park.
Who knows? Yeah. Good luck.
I don't know why that has to be the same weekend.
Sad. Of course, it's fun.
One of my favorites.
1,000 added cash C tier in Michigan with like 4 dudes in it right now. Very tempting.
Very
tempting.
But blackjack.
But yeah, we'll hit you guys with an update next week. Should be fun. Thanks for listening. We had a very nice comment. Someone DM'd me this last week and just said he appreciated our podcast, Nick, and much appreciative. Yeah, we enjoy doing it. So we'll talk to y'all next week, and stay disc golfing.
See ya.